The world's first smart microphone, Deity D3 Pro will work with your phone, tablet, DSLR, body pack transmitters, just about anything with a 3.5mm microphone jack. When plugged into devices that have a stereo microphone input, the VMic D3 Pro outputs dual mono tracks. It can also be adapted to microphone inputs that use the mini XLR jack. The world's only microphone with a stepless gain knob. The VMic D3 Pro features a plus 20 decibel stepless analog gain adjustment dial. On each side of the VMic D3 Pro features a bump guard that helps prevent the dial from accidentally being rotated. The plus 20 decibels of gain is added on a linear scale, so you can dial the exact amount of gain you need for the shot. So I'm literally just reading the Amazon description here. What's going on YouTube? It's your boy Drew, and today we're talking about the Deity D3 Pro microphone. Now just for some context, the whole YouTube talking head thing is a bit new for me. So what's kind of cool about this channel is as I learn and as I upgrade my equipment, in real time you'll kind of be able to see the progress. So this audio upgrade is one example of me kind of figuring out one area where I wasn't quite satisfied with my production quality and then looking for an upgrade to meet that satisfaction. So historically, I've been using lapel mics, and lapel mics are great because for one, the way I use them is I would use them with the Rode Wireless Link, I think it's called, or Rode Wireless Video Link. And basically I would have a transmitter on my hip with the lapel mic plugged in and then a receiver on the camera. And that wireless setup really allowed me to have freedom for if I wanted to walk around and do things like that. But what I realized is I don't really move around a whole lot on a talking head video. So I didn't really need to have that lapel mic always kind of there on my clothing, scratching, making weird noises, and also kind of ruining the shot a little bit. So a shotgun mic, like the one I have here, and I have it just out of the frame of my A-cam, but I'll cut to a wide shot so that you can see kind of the full setup. But basically with a shotgun mic like this, I should be able to get pretty decent audio quality and without the need for a lapel mic kind of attached to my body. Now I haven't actually heard the microphone yet. Of course, I've listened to audio tests from other YouTubers that have claimed that they haven't done any audio processing. So I have an idea of kind of what the mic sounds like, but this is actually my first test of the audio quality in my setup connected to my camera. Well, actually it's connected to my Zoom H1 recorder. But this is a test of how this microphone interacts with my voice, with my shooting style, the way I like to talk, the levels and things like that. So this is kind of a learning experience for me as well. Now this microphone also does have a few other features besides just good audio quality. One of the things I like about this mic is it has a adjustable Rycote shock mount. So for instances where I want to mount this camera, mount this microphone on my camera and I still want to use my EVF, my forehead won't bump against the viewfinder like how it would if I were to install some other microphones like the Rode Video Mic Pro on there. That adjustable shock mount allows me to move the microphone forward to give me that clearance for my head to reach the viewfinder. What's also nice about that too is, let's say I wanted to throw this mic on a gimbal, and there's a balancing act that I have to do with gimbals and things like that. So having that adjustment of the microphone might be able to help with balancing the entire setup on a gimbal as well. Next, it also has a stepless gain knob. Now, I can't really see myself using the stepless gain knob too much with just this kind of style. I'm a one-man kind of production here, so I'm not gonna have I'm not going to be, turning the dial in the back of the microphone, adjusting the gain. But I could see this useful for other talking head situations. Say you're doing a documentary, an interview, and your talent might get excited or more excited than you had anticipated, and become, their audio levels reach a dangerously close point to clipping. Then you can, without making any drastic sudden changes, gradually adjust that gain to an acceptable level. The same can be said if maybe you turn on the camera and all of a sudden your talent is shy and much more quiet than anticipated. Again, without making any sudden or jarring, jumps in audio levels, you can gradually turn that gain knob and get it to a level that's appropriate for your shoot. Not only do most microphones not include many levels of audio adjustment in terms of gain, but they definitely don't include a stepless gain as well. Usually it's kind of just 2 or 3 very fixed hard points, like a plus 10 decibel and then a plus 20, or a plus 10, a 0, and a minus 10, something like that. And then lastly, it also has a low pass filter cut. I think that's how you say it. Basically, it's a feature that reduces wind noise and other unwanted ambient noise from your audio. And it has 2 levels. There's a 75 Hertz and a 150 Hertz. So let's go ahead and talk about what actually comes in the box. So first of all, it does come in this really nice case. Inside is a little bag with a dead cat filter as well. So in case you want to take off the foam one and put on the dead cat for more protection against wind noise, you can do that. There is also a male-to-male 3.5 millimeter cable. So this is the cable that you'll use to plug the microphone directly into your camera body or into your phone or whatever you're using to record. In my case, I'm actually using an extension cable and plugging the microphone into that cable, and then that cable into my Zoom H1 recorder. And then I'm just syncing the audio in post. And then it also comes with a charging cable, a USB-C cable to charge the microphone. Okay, real quick editor's note. There is 2 other items that come in the box that I didn't mention. Damn, you guys hear that first? So there is a kit version, a premium version, if you will, for an additional $88 that includes 2 additional items that I didn't mention. One is a pistol grip Rycote shock mount. So basically that pistol grip, it's made so that you can easily mount the microphone on a C-stand. And it also has a pistol grip form factor, so you can kind of run and shoot with it that way as well. Now I have a ton of clamps here with a whole bunch of different adapters and cold shoe mounts and things like that. So I didn't see the need to get that. I don't really see myself using a pistol grip for the microphone. If I'm doing any type of run and gun setup, I'm typically just going to mount the camera right to my cage or right onto my camera body via the hot shoe mount and be good to go that way. The other item is a XLR adapter. Now again, I don't use any recorders that take XLR inputs, and I don't have a camera that takes an XLR input either. So again, this is something that wasn't for me, and that's why I didn't get that, but I felt that I should mention it in case that's something that does matter to you. All right, let's continue. Now just going back to the camera again, I did forget to mention that there's another cool feature. The microphone does automatically go into standby mode if it doesn't detect that your camera is on and recording. So that's a way to just save battery power. And what's nice is if it stays in standby mode for more than 15 minutes, then it automatically shuts off the mic altogether. So what I'm going to do real quick right now is do some quick audio comparisons. Now all I have here is really my old lapel mics that I've been using up to this point. So I'm just going to use that for comparison. I understand this isn't really an apples to apples comparison in terms of the right class of microphone to really compare to this one. If I had a Rode Video Mic Pro, that might be a more closely matched audio comparison. But the purpose of this demonstration really is just for me personally, mostly to get an understanding of the quality that I'm coming from and the quality that I'm going to. Maybe you yourself are also using lapel mics or using a similar lapel mic that I'm using. I don't actually remember all the brands. Hopefully they're written on the mics themselves. I'll take a look. But if I do have the brands available, I'll link them or write them down at the bottom of the screen so you'll know what mic I'm using, what mic I'm testing, and then we'll be able to see how the audio compares. So for the first test, since the microphone, the Deity D3 Pro is already hooked up right here, we'll just go ahead and start with that. So here's the Deity D3 Pro microphone test. Although this whole video has been the test because I've been shooting with it the whole time. All right, Editor Drew back once again. Real quick before we get into the audio test, what I've realized is that I live in an echo chamber. I have really high ceilings here and I have no sound treatment, and I'm not going to do any sound treatment apart from the furniture that I have here. And so that made for a little bit of an echo and reverb in the audio. So in the post-processing, I did kind of make some tweaks to kind of help that situation. But in the audio test, I'm going to leave all of those effects off. So you'll be able to hear what the microphone sounds like straight out of the what the audio sounds like straight out of the microphone without any effects applied. But just keep that in mind. Also, this isn't a slight against lapel mics. I know that there are lapel mics out there that sound really great. I was simply just trying to compare the ones that I had, the way I use the mics, and see what the difference in audio quality was. Second, the Boya mic. I think there was a bit of an issue with that mic where I might have, I don't know, left the preamp on the camera a bit too high and the audio kind of got distorted a little bit. I tried to equalize it so that it sounded normal, but if you detect any bit of that, that's the reason. I'm not going to go back and do that audio test, so just take it for what it is. All right, that's it. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, 1, 2, 3. So I got the lapel mic hooked up now. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing. Whoa. You see how annoying this is? Testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, 1, 2, 3. So yeah, what do you guys think? Did the lapel mic sound better, or did the Deity D3 Pro sound better than the lapel mics? Hopefully I didn't waste $200 on buying this shotgun setup, but let me know in the comments what you think. Like and subscribe, of course, if you like what you see, and I will see you guys on the next one.